Welcome. In this video, I am going to show you how to batch resize images with FastStone Photo Resizer. Most graphic programs will allow you to resize photos one at a time, but that is not efficient if you need to resize more than just a few images. We recently designed a website for Victoria Cycles, a custom builder of high-end classic bicycle frames. Dave needed to show photos of his completed frames and bikes for prospective customers to see. I use 4 thumbnail photos in a row for each bike. When you click on a thumbnail, an enlargement is shown. Here is how I did it. The first thing I like to do is to set up my folder structure. I put my original photos in one folder. I could have chosen to batch resize all the bikes together, but I find it easier to keep everything organized if I do one bike at a time. The originals were much too large, even for the enlargements that are viewed when you click on the thumbnails. So I needed to make both thumbnail and enlargement size photos. I create a subfolder called thumbnails and one called enlargements. Notice that at this point they are both empty. Okay, now for the resizing part. As you can see, I've opened up FastStone Photo Resizer. The version right now is 3.1, and we're going to use the batch convert option right here. And on this side, you browse to the folder where you want to get your images from. I've done this ahead of time. There is a browse button here. So that's the directory that we had looked at before, the folder. And you'll see that we have our 4 images and our other 2 folders. So select the images and send them over to the right by clicking Add. And over here on the right, these are the files that will be converted when we convert. There's also down here a browse button for output folder. Make sure you select this, or by default it'll put it in the same folder where your originals were, and then they'll be overwritten. So I browse, and we are going to browse to, let's do the thumbnails first. So we'll do the thumbnails, click OK. And here it tells you what output format you want. Since I started off with JPEG, I'm going to leave them as JPEG. That's best for photos, but you can use this to convert the files to a different format. There's some settings for the JPEGs in here. Quality, the higher the quality, the larger the file size. When you reduce the quality, it compresses it, and you lose a little bit of quality, but the file size is smaller. With 90 on here, the files are plenty small enough, and I don't see any reason to have to go lower, but sometimes I'll go lower, 70, if it's really something I'm worried about size. Hit OK. And then we have the options for advanced options, which are really all the options, almost all the options of FastStone Photo Resizer are in here. So we're going to click, and there's options for resizing, rotate, crop, and other things here. We're going to do the resize one. I'm going to click on resize, and the first option that they have for resizing is to do an exact height and width, which doesn't work when you have both vertical and horizontal photos, or even if you're just too lazy to try to figure out what the height should be if you change the width, and vice versa. There's a percentage one, which I can't imagine why I would use that. I'm sure there must be a reason why some people do that. The one that I use almost all the time is resize based on one side. And here I can pick, say, the height to be a certain amount, and then it'll automatically make the other side proportional. So here aspect ratio is always preserved. So I want the height, and these are thumbnails. I only want those 150 high, and I calculated this ahead of time to know what size I wanted so that I can fit them all across on a row. I'm going to come down here, hit OK, come back up here, and you'll see here there is a rename option. I am going to keep it the same name because it's going in the thumbnails folder. I know that they are the smaller ones because of the folder they are in. Come over here, click Convert, and it very quickly converts all those files for you. Click Done, and now without having to do anything else except change the directory and the size. So we're going to change this now from our thumbnails to our enlargements. come over here and click Advanced Options, and then I'm going to make all the enlargements 650 pixels high, which will fit nicely on most people's monitors. Click OK, click Convert, and it converted all of those files for us quickly also. Click Done, and now let's go take a look at the folder and see what the results are. Okay, we're back to our folder where we had our originals here, and let's click on the enlargements, and if we highlight one of these, we'll see the size down here, 867 by 650. The 650 is the height, and you can see that it did that for those. And I have one vertical in here, so that one is going to be narrower, 488 by 650. Look at our thumbnails, and all of these should have a height of 150. You can see down there. There's another one. They're all 150. Different widths because of the one being vertical. That's a quick overview of how to resize with Photo Resizer. And now let's go take a look at the website that has the results on it. Okay, we're on the Victoria Cycles website right now. They have a pretty cool logo and so on. And under Frames, Cyclocross, that's the page that we're on, and that's what that bike was, is a type of cyclocross bike. So here's the row of 4 thumbnails, a little description and so on. And if you click on any of these, it will show the enlargement. It doesn't all fit inside this little video viewer, but it does fit on my monitor. And you can see here, you can do that with all of these photos. So just to give you an idea of when you would use something like this, he has different rows of bikes on the other pages. Some of them have 4, 5, 6 rows of bikes. So that's it for our tutorial for today. Hope you had a great day. I'm Michael DeLillo with GigShowcase.com, and look forward to giving you some more stuff soon.